Greetings all, it's Max and we're back. And we're going to do a little thing on the fruit of your ministry or the fruit of your Christianity or whatever you want to call it. Now I did a video a little while ago, well, a couple of days. Where do Christians want their money to be spent? And I'm just going to play this again. As always, Max, where would you like to see your money going? The money you give to pastors and money you give wherever. Where would you like to see it going? That's all I have to say. And that's it. With that. Now, you give money to pastors and you give money to people and missionaries and stuff. You expect, to see them doing something, right? Don't you? And I know, excuse me here, I can't cut. I know people like Brian Denlinger and a few others forsake the coming together of the body of Christ in church buildings because they're big $500,000 buildings, and why should you have to pay for that? I agree. Yeah, you shouldn't have to pay for that. But just not every building is like that, You can come together anywhere. But if you have a small building somewhere, yeah, body of Christ should pay for it. And you can see the fruits of it. You can see, they need a new roof, they need carpeting, they need XYZ, they need new Bibles to give out to people. You can see where that money is going. Where am I going with that? Where am I going on that whole rabbit trail? Well, I'm going to go back to Ken Hovind. The man is a cult of personality and sort of a huckster. And he pretends like he's a poor man and uses ministry funds for his own personal gain just because he feels like buying a couple of brand new four-wheelers, just because he feels like buying XYZ and there's money in the account. To the point where he can't ship out his DVDs because he spent the money. But Ken Hovind is doing stuff. He wrote 2 books, has his audio books. He's building Dinosaur Adventureland. You can see where money is going. And Ken Hovind squanders a bit of it. But he also runs all over the country speaking on creation and evolution. Now, he also does this post-trib rapture crap that's completely heretical. So, I'm not supporting Ken Hovind. I'm just saying this is what people are doing. People give him money, and he goes off and does stuff. Okay? Then you have the antithesis of that. And this is not going to be an anti-Brian Denlinger channel. But what the heck has Brian Denlinger done in 10 years? He creates videos. Give you that. But what else have you done? Is it hard to create a video? You need a computer, internet connection, and a video camera. How much does that cost? Basically nothing. Okay? And I know Brian says he goes out and tracks. Well, if you live in a small town, like I do, and I think he lives in a smaller town than I do, you have like 2 stores you can tract in, and tracts are about 10 cents a piece. How much work are you doing there, Brian? How much? Or any pastor out there. Or is it internet-only basis? Who is being supported basically by donations. Excuse me. The reason I bring that up is because I want to do more for the Lord. And, yeah, I don't know exactly where I should focus my stuff. You know, money, whatnot. That's why I made this video. I am actively asking. And I might come up with a Patreon account myself. Where the heck do you want it to go? I thought it was interesting. We'll read. He probably won't like this. Read this comment. Of course it won't load. Reads all as Max. That's a good question. I haven't thought about it because I haven't been looking for a good teacher. I would like to have a Christian community. I was dreaming about people putting Bibles in boxes and giving them to people. Well, that's when I first became a Christian. That's the first thing that I did. Was found the cheapest real Bibles that I could find, which is from the Dollar Tree, and went around, and I was lucky enough that there was 5 or 6 little library boxes in my area that I could just keep stuffing them. And I'd restock them about twice a week, and people would take them. It was good. It was good. Now, since then, now that I'm in a small town, I put up my own box. And people aren't really taking them that much. The box has only been up for about 6 months, but, you know, I'm doing stuff. And this isn't out of the body of Christ's money. This is out of my own pocket. Not saying I'm a superhero. I'm just saying this is what I want to do. So that's what I did. Why I ask where Christian money should be going? Pretty much because if you don't see anything tangible from a pastor or somebody who calls themselves a pastor, should you really be following them? The only tangible thing that I see from Brian Denlinger here, or people like Brian Denlinger, I will even say Robert Breaker. There are some others in there way down the list. But the only tangible thing you see from the money that goes into them is a video a week. And the people that Robert Breaker, Brian Denlinger rebuke are people that are actually doing stuff with the money. They're actually doing stuff. Yes. Ken Hovind. Not the best doctrinal guy to go for. Yes, he's a huckster. Yes, he wastes money. But he still does a ton of good. You know, creation, evolution. Mike Hoggard. Kooky ideas. Still does a full-time job. Still does his internet ministry or internet radio show. Goes to Africa and missionary trips. People are doing stuff. Regardless of whether or not you agree with their doctrines and that they take. But what the heck has Brian done? What the heck is, what has he done? What has Robert Breaker done? Absolutely nothing. Except, basically, I'm going to do preach a sermon once a week. And I'm going to say, by hearsay, I'm going to say that well, I've saved all these people and I get all these letters of all these people that just love me to death. Well, Brian, why don't you read them? Robert Breaker, why don't you read them? Why don't you show us something? Like I said, the reason that I'm doing that is this video is because, I might do a Patreon and I want to know where people want their money going. I'm not going to be a little, I don't want to say any bad terms. I'm not going to be a little, I'll just say, a lot of people out there, they don't know where they want their money to go. They want to support Christ. Well, I'm trying to figure out where money can go to support Christ. That's all I care about. I need a new roof, and I need a new paint job on my house. That's not your problem. That ain't where my money is going. But if Husky needs a four-wheeler, oh, you better believe that's your problem, man. You better believe it. And supporting his wife and child and his property and buying his other couple of houses and all this stuff, if you want to do that, go do that. But I don't see that has anything to do with Christianity or supporting his quote-unquote ministry. I don't believe he's a pastor. He's a teacher at best. And so I think what I'm going to do is, I'll fire up a Patreon and I probably won't release it for another month. And I'll have a whole bunch of videos up there. And it'd be like $5 a month, if that. Maybe $1 a month. I have no idea. And we'll try to get something going for the body of Christ. Okay? And I'm sincere on that. I really want to do that. And, you can do what you want to. You want to support me? Yes, no, whatever. I'm going to probably do it regardless. I'm doing my little library box, but people out here are all Catholic and they don't care about my KJV Bibles. So that's how that rolls. But that, I think I'm about done talking about it.